What's up, everybody? Making a little video real quick just to let everybody know that, mostly over the long weekend, I was just wrapping some stuff up in the evenings last couple of days. But it took about the amount of time that I expected it to be deployed. But boom, the website is back up. It is now at synthbangers.com. Your login, if you've already registered on the old Oakleaf site, it will work with the new site. It's literally the same data, some little changes and just network changes, but just a heads up, the only thing that does not work currently, I'm just waiting for my cloud provider to get its act together with the email service registration. So new users, you'll have to wait on registering, unfortunately, probably just for another day, hopefully less. If you're a pre-existing user, a couple hundred of you, your credentials work the same. If you forgot your password, same thing as the new users. We're just going to wait for the email service to be up and running again. But otherwise, the big thing, of course, is that we have the NBA 2K26 model deployed, and we have pretty much all of the cards in the game. Huge caveat, I did not put in all of the gold gems of the game, and I have not put in any of the hidden gems. I've put in about 24 hours into the game. I'm actually really enjoying it. It has some new issues that we'll get into in a little bit. But overall, I wanted this video to just be about like, hey, we're back up and we've got the 2K26 data in there, and there's a lot of really fascinating stuff. Really the big thing, as you can expect if you are an experienced 2K player or even like a experienced user of this site, you will know that basically your base Series 1 cards are not going to be great. But on top of that, we now have WNBA cards, and it's going to be more or less the same story. And as quantitatively, the WNBA cards just across the board, just generally, unfortunately, are just not going to perform as well as the model score for the regular NBA players. Shocker, I know. There's been a lot of hullabaloo made about really kind of like the discrepancy and skill level between the cards. They do have some good cards in the WNBA set that are worthy of putting into your lineup, but for the most part, I think it's going to be a work in progress to see how these are going to perform. Just as an example, if you're not using like a featured set, from either Game On or any of the wild gems that dropped on Tuesday, let's take the Indiana Fever, for instance. Let's look at Caitlin Clark's Ruby card. You'll see she's got the Wild Gem card that just dropped yesterday. We have the Series 1 base card. She's a 3314. Is generally what you're going to see is on the higher end of Series 1 WNBA cards. If you were to look at something like from Series 1 from the San Antonio Spurs, then you would definitely see, as expected, Victor Wembanyama. It's like a 40. But the Series 1 cards, a few days into the early access, I mean, you're generally not going to be using those. But I just wanted to point out, as you can expect, just those Series 1 cards for both really NBA and WNBA players are not going to be competitive online. They're fun to use in challenges and whatnot. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the Game On set. I'll see if I can get a video going on that, just to kind of go over the scores there, but you can kind of see my lineup right here. It's mostly Game On players. I did plump down some VC just to get a good jump on the season. Anybody that knows me or watches this channel, I'm not the hugest proponent of getting VC. Just the expected value over the long term is pretty negative. You generally want to be strategic about how you spend your capital with that MT and building a good team, and it can be done. without having to spend a lot of money. Might require some time, obviously grinding, but you get the idea. So if we just kind of look and see, for instance, the game on set right here, as we just kind of adjust and take a look. Now, I do have some comments about the Candace Parker score of 55. There are some very unique things about the 26 cards, obviously, compared to 25. Candace's score is probably a little too high. I would push this probably lower to a 50. Our model was really stable towards the end of 2K25, but I think the addition of these WNBA cards on the higher end definitely need some tweaks for how we generate those scores. But, you have Kawhi, unsurprisingly, one of the best cards, 56-37 meta score. Defensively, he's just going to be pretty elite. In the news quite a bit today. There's some very fascinating investigation going on via reporter in the Clippers organization. It's a whole hullabaloo, but that's neither here nor there. Really good value card from this set is the Vlade Divac card. This is actually an elite card. It's 47.71. Last time I checked a couple of days ago, VC wise, fairly reasonable, somewhere between like 20 to 30,000 MT for one of really like the biggest elite bigs in the game. I did blow a lot of MT on Candace Parker, not because I expected it to be this elite of a card, because I actually don't think, when we update the model, I do expect her to get nerfed a little bit. But other than like the Candace Parker score, she's kind of like an outlier. Everything else seems pretty good, and good enough to kind of depend and just see how quality these cards are. I mean, this Dewana Bonner card is actually a really good WNBA card as far as game on. Kate Martin, not so much. Definitely Series 1 type quality. Julius Randle, definitely a little bit on the lower side of the spectrum here. We do have the statistical charts for all the stuff that's involved in terms of like their attributes. So it's good to kind of compare along the rest of the distribution. But you can go ahead and just jump in here, compare and take a look. I will say, because this data set is going to be very heavy on the hidden gems. And because of that, really, it's just going to be sort of an interesting thing to see, like how we can kind of, navigate around, just like how much different is that going to be from 2K25 in terms of like, moving that stuff around, and I don't really know what the answer is, because like, by like what, January, like those cards are just not good anymore. Galaxy Opals kind of got blown out the water, but these scores are actually, this is kind of the arc of last year. I joined a little late. I did season 2. These are kind of like the elite cards were definitely kind of in this range in the 60s. And there's like not a whole lot you'll expect in terms of like surprises there, but we got pink diamond cards. You'll see kind of the actually this is kind of a very good proof of concept right here that this model is actually pretty decent out of the gate for 2K26. These are the names I would expect to see in terms of the elite pink diamonds: Joel Embiid, Victor Wembanyama, LeBron, Dr. J, Giannis. I mean, that is a good list. Evan Mobley, kind of like, I just did not like the release of that card last year, but defensively, pretty elite, great wingspan. We'll have to see how he performs in 26. I've just been real busy building this out. I definitely sacrificed playing a lot of the game just to make sure to get this available to you guys. We got all the hidden gems for Galaxy Opals. And then Dark Matters are in here. Mellow is probably going to be up here until, I don't know, like probably season 5, season 6, when we start getting Invincibles and more GOAT cards and that sort of thing. I don't know anybody that actually got the Tatum Dark Matter rep reward card by the time, people got within sniffing distance of that. I think you already had GOAT cards that far exceeded the skill level of that one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. For those that you don't that are kind of looking at this for the first time, again, hopefully have user registration up and running by tomorrow night when I check in after work. But yeah, I mean, it's I use this all the time for building my lineups. I'm going to add some features to it. It's not going to be as hardcore. Definitely got some priorities and responsibilities I take pretty seriously for my day job. So this is definitely a nights and weekends thing for me. As I explained in an earlier video, I just do this for fun. I make it available to you guys, because it's what I really want to do. So yeah, anyway, leave me a comment. Let me know what you would like to see from the site. I'm going to actually add, one of the things I will add is kind of a collect feature. So you can kind of like add players to your own personal list. So you can kind of compare players relative to your own collection. I think that's going to be pretty useful in that way. And I'll add some hidden gems filters so it's not clogging up the list too at some point. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, we'll see what the big announcement for Friday's content will be tomorrow. I'll have some comments on that. And expect more videos from me. I'm going to actually be doing shorter form videos like this, get a little bit more in the zeitgeist. And yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun focusing on 2K right now. I'm definitely enjoying it, and I'll definitely opine on some of the developments. Take it easy.